Hello beautiful trailblazers, welcome back to another video. So a while back I entered Stargazer Navalia by accident and I got all these messages from Qingni, I'm not sure, about a Starskiff that crashed here. Figured we might as well do that today. And it seems like Welt is involved somehow as well. Hey Welt, what you looking at?
Looks like there's smoke rising in the distance. Miss Qingni sent us a Cycrane. See if you can get an aerial visual. This is an emergency. We need to find where the Starskiff crashed as soon as possible.
Got it. Cycranes can fly, allowing them to reach areas that are inaccessible to characters. Oh, this is cool. You can get some sick pictures from this angle. Take it easy, Icarus. I flew too close to the sun. I tried to leave the area. That's a great achievement name for this stuff. No, but actually, this is really cool. It's a shame there's a box on how far you can go, but I kind of understand as well. I hope I can keep it for later. I probably can't though. Probably temporary, but I really have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. There's a person over here. That seems a little bit weird.
There. That must be who Miss Qingni asked us to save. We need to hurry. Those abominations have trapped her. Be careful.
I guess the ship turned into those roots when it crashed.
Hey, get out of here! It's too dangerous! Go get someone from the Skyfaring Commission. Tell them Qingni is in trouble.
No, we are the saviors. Okay, see you later. I want to see what Welt says to that.
No, it's too late to call for backup. Don't worry, Miss Qingni. The Skyfaring Commission sent us to help.
Welt, you're a knight in shining armor.
I don't have time for
You know, I remember a time when I was 10 levels lower than those enemies, those wolves, and it took so long to defeat them. Now we just burst them down with a couple attacks. It's great.
There are too many monsters. Let's hold out for a little longer. The Cloud Knights should be here soon.
Okay.
Just run! These monsters can't get up here anytime soon.
Stop trying to be a hero. We're the heroes.
No can do, Miss Qingni. We're not abandoning you.
Mr. Yang, let's get out of here. He really wants to leave.
Hold out a little longer. I know you can do it.
Okay, if you really believe in me.
You two have held out long enough. Help is at hand.
Yukong is here.
Cloud Knights, formation! Prepare to engage!
After cleansing the area of abominations, the Cloud Knight rescued a trapped girl.
I didn't know the Helm Master of the Skyfaring Commission dealt with situations like this in person.
Indeed. I should be reviewing files in the Palace of Astrum. However, Qingni decided to put herself in danger and trouble our esteemed guests with her safety. As her mother, I couldn't sit idly by.
Wait, she's your daughter?
Qingni, have you thanked your benefactors yet?
What?
Thank you, benefactors.
No need, Miss Qingni. It was nothing.
We were just at the right place at the right time. It was all thanks to Madame Yukong's timely appearance.
You flatter me. This is a Skyfaring Commission affair, yet the two of you had to put yourselves in harm's way. I am ashamed. It was because of both of you that Qingni escaped unscathed. Words cannot express my gratitude.
It's our duty as Astral Express members.
In fact, by way of thanks, I'd like to invite you to the Palace of Astrum for tea. It is about time we knew each other better.
The feeling is mutual, Lady Yukong. We would be honored.
Then, for now, I will excuse myself. Qingni's irresponsible actions caused much trouble for the two of you. Allow me to apologize once again on her behalf.
Ugh, you always do this, Mother. Scold me before figuring out what actually happened.
Yeah, this is gonna be a complicated relationship. I can feel it already.
It was a dire situation. I was the only one who could...
You promised me, Qingni. We shall discuss this when we return. Please excuse us, benefactors. I look forward to our meeting.
Yeah, this is nothing to do with us. We shouldn't be listening in on this.
I didn't know Yukong had that side to her.
Yeah, you mean a scary mom side?
You have a unique way of putting things.
What can I say? I'm a wordsmith.
But you're not wrong. Appearances seemingly tell us little about the lives of the Xianzhou's leaders, no matter how long those lives may have been. Yukong's inner worries and concerns came to the surface in the presence of her daughter. Only then was it clear that she, too, is somebody's mother.
Yep. I feel like you relate to this a lot, Mr. Yang.
Yes. After all, I know what it's like to worry over a kid's homework and whether their lunch is healthy enough.
Are you telling me that you're a dad who's the lucky lady? Or are you just the Astral Express dad?
But there's something I don't understand. Yes, Qingni piloted a Starskiff without permission and put herself in danger, but she meant well. Nevertheless, Yukong's reaction suggests that there was something more. Anyway, let's head over to the Palace of Astrum. Best not to keep Yukong waiting.
Yeah. To the palace!
Let's avoid sudden exclamations like that once we're in the palace.
If March were here right now, she would also be screaming to the palace with me, Mr. Yang. You're really dampening the mood here.
Remember, this is no field trip. We're having tea with the Helm Master of the Skyfaring Commission. We'll need to act with diplomatic decorum.
Okay, I'll behave.
All right, let's head out before it gets late.
Yes, Dad.
Why won't you listen to me?
Ooh, something's happening.
Because it's my life!
Why do daughters and mothers always have such complicated relationships? I can't relate, for obvious reasons.
You know I have the talent to make it. I can become the Lafu's best pilot, just like you were.
Talent? You'd be dead if it weren't for those two travelers. Do you think stealing a Starskiff and taking to the skies is a show of talent? What about being trapped by abominations?
He stole the Starskiff,
Did you at any moment think about what I would feel if something happened to you? Do you know how many people dream of a relaxing desk job at the Skyfaring Commission? You promised me to work responsibly in your post. Not only have you broken the Skyfaring Commission's regulations, you've broken your promise to me.
She wanted to prove how good she was at flying. That didn't end well. Overprotective mom doesn't want to see her child get hurt.
I already told you. I had no choice. I want to help you and the Skyfaring Commission, not sit at my desk dealing with never-ending papers. That job doesn't suit me. I got the highest grade in the fighter pilot test. They all said I was a genius, like you. Like mother, like daughter. They were all jealous of me.
And then your mom put you at the desk.
But no one even knew I had to take the test behind your back. You would never have allowed me to go if I told you about it.
Behind my back? Do you really think you could have walked into the test and sat in the cockpit if I hadn't given my permission behind the scenes?
Oh my god, why can't you just be honest with each other? Why are they sneaking around behind each other's backs?
As for genius, don't mention that word to me again. Why do you insist on becoming a pilot? Don't understand.
Because she likes it and she's good at it? I don't know.
And I don't understand why you don't understand.
Oh my god.
Why can anyone in the world become a fighter pilot except the Helm Master's daughter? Don't you realize how ridiculous that is? You may not want to fly anymore, but don't trap me down here with you.
Qingni, where are you going?
Did we come at a bad time?
I'm sorry you had to witness this.
Apologies, Madam Yukong. We should have given you some time.
Mr. Yang, I tried to tell you we'd be early.
You're right. An oversight on my part.
On the contrary, I apologize for allowing my own personal matters to encroach on your time.
We don't intend to pry into private business, Helm Master Yukong. But if there's anything we can help with, please don't hesitate to ask.
Family issues, I'm afraid. You probably heard a thing or two just now. Despite my earnest wish that she continue in her post, Qingni is fixated on becoming a fighter pilot. I may seem overbearing, but the situation she gets herself into sent a shiver up my tail. It's funny, isn't it? I've seen every disaster imaginable, from the abundance axis to a living planet. I thought I'd forgotten what fear was. But when I fought alongside you, I realized there are still things that can terrify me. Talking about such vexing matters is unbecoming in front of guests. I invited you here to gain a better understanding of the Express, not bore you with these trivialities.
I think that right there is your problem. You're not taking this seriously enough. You're not taking your daughter seriously enough.
Oh, I prepared refreshments for you. Please, you must try this excellent whale-tide spring. Please accept these gifts as thanks for saving my daughter. I'd heard that the Nameless had traversed the Starry Sea, but I wasn't prepared for how much I could learn from you.
Well, I'd heard from members of the Skyfaring Commission that you were a top-tier pilot, Madam Yukong, and an ace among the Cloud Knights. Now that I've seen you in action, I know the rumors were true. I hope to witness your flying ability for myself one day.
Didn't think she wanted to fly anymore.
We'll head off now. The Commission must be busy. I look forward to our next meeting, Madam Yukong.
On my flying ability, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you, Mr. Yang. The sky no longer suits me.
They told you. Okay, that's another quest done, and there's someone who wants to talk to us outside.
You two, please, wait.
Yes, what is it?
Thank you for saving me, benefactors. And I'm sorry you had to witness all that.
You two seem to have a complicated relationship.
So you've experienced it yourself, benefactor. That's great. I mean, I'm happy I finally found someone who can understand me.
I have not experienced it myself, but I do understand it.
But I've had the hairpin ceremony. I'm an adult now. I have the right to pursue my dreams. Mom still insists on sheltering me under her wing, as if I can't even stay alive without her.
Miss Qingni, these are family matters. I'm not sure it's my place to comment. However, in my personal experience, becoming a parent often means we become obstinate. To erode a rock, one must be patient and persistent, like water. What I mean to say is, instead of trying to prove yourself suddenly, perhaps you could demonstrate your ability to look after yourself methodically, over time. Don't you think, Miss Qingni?
My mom is actually a reasonable person, but she gets unreasonable as soon as I mention flying. She hid my Starskiff toys, dragged me away from the port when I stayed behind to count ships, forced me to study for ages. I did everything I could to work my way into the Skyfaring Commission. But she used her authority to assign me a desk job. Every time I walk along Starwatcher Avenue and look up at those ships flying freely across the sky, I feel empty inside. Speaking of empty inside, so how were Mom's refreshments? Good?
Why do you mean speaking of empty inside?
I've been so angry today I forgot to eat anything. How about this? My mom thanked you guys with refreshments, so I should do the same. Let me take you around Starskiff Haven. We can try the most authentic snack on the LaFu.
I guess. I really think that we've messed ourselves into a situation here between two people that we have no business dealing with. Ah, yes, vending machine food, my favorite.
We're here! The thing about the most authentic snack on the Cienjo LaFu is it's a drink, and it's inside this vending machine.
Okay. Wow, the full 5-star treatment.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't have the money for anything fancy. Here, Mung Bean Soda. 1 can each.
Is this what the youth drink nowadays?
This thing has a bit of a unique flavor, but I love it.
Let me try. A nostalgic experience.
What do you mean nostalgic? Have you had this before?
Oh, is there a drink like this where you're from?
No, this reminds me of when I first boarded the Express and forced myself to drink Himiko's coffee, and how my taste buds never fully recovered.
How is it? Bearable?
When you say this is my favorite drink and both the people you gave it to are like, this is nasty stuff, man. Are you sure you're not angry at us for rescuing you? This soda is made out of this. If you are wondering, it looks like peas. It's tiny beans. Turning this into soda, I honestly don't have words. Does anyone have a bucket?
Don't worry. I choked the first time too. Have a few more sips. It takes a while for the unique flavor to, work.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
But I guess not everyone can accept what I like. Just like flying. Well, don't force yourself. Let's go somewhere else. Ooh, I know a really great place in Starskiff Haven to Starskiff watch.
Okay, that sounds better than this. Oh my god, I just ran past this depressed Cycrane. Why are you sad, little buddy? Am I blocking your view? Just a moment, I'm about to fly away. Where are you flying to? No idea, I don't even know where I want to fly to, so why not just fly to the other's shore? I plan to fly down from here and end my existence. I will say— No, don't jump! I will say goodbye to my short avian existence. Don't try to deter me. I've already made up my mind. Please do not attempt to imitate me under any circumstances. Just don't do it. I do not want to bear the responsibility for a stranger's life. Are you still trying to talk me out of it? Don't think yourself into a corner. You're right, I have far too little RAM to understand such complex matters. You are a kind person. I'm willing to talk with you for a moment more. I've actually tried to self-destruct on many occasions, but every time I plunge to a certain depth in the port, something called the Heron Express safety system will automatically take over my movement components. And then I fly back up here. Without any bodily autonomy, I can't even decide when I end— Oh my god. Is there any meaning to living such a life as a bird? What would you say? If you humans had no autonomy over your own bodies, wouldn't you feel hopeless about life? I would rise up in resistance. Resistance? This shows that you are incredible. In the future you will become— No, you are probably a great person right now. I understand myself. I am but a little tiny minuscule bird bogged down with sorrow. One who wishes flight yet is altitudinally challenged. A bird such as myself shouldn't confront life head-on. I should come to terms with life. After speaking with you, I feel as if I've been enlightened. Never mind, I no longer wish to end my existence. This life is good. What do you plan to do now? I would go back to my courier job. Perhaps my former life was not so terrible. Allow me to give you a recommendation. Go and find Zikiu, who works at Heron Express. You can mention my name. Darn it, I don't even have a name. Tell her you're the one who convinced me to return to my position. Perhaps you will receive some kind of reward. Consider it my gift. Goodbye, dear stranger and friend. I saved a Cycrane today.
You know, there are a lot of mung bean soda moments in life. If you don't try, you won't know. Unique experiences are often a product of risky choices.
Tell that to my mom. Her #1 life lesson is, you can't turn back once you enter the sky. Pilots are always dancing with death. I know she's right. I know being a fighter pilot is an exhausting and dangerous job, but I still want to fly among the stars, to fight for the Xianzhou Alliance across the vast galaxy.
Why are you so dedicated to that idea, Miss Qingni?
Have you heard of the Foxian birth fate tradition? Soon after a child is born, we surround them with items that represent future destinies. If the child reaches for a jade abacus, then they'll grow up to be a diviner. If they reach for a sword, then they'll grow up to be a famous warrior. And if they reach for a toy Starskiff,
I saw a hilarious video about that where they put different starter Pokemon in front of a baby and it walked up to one of them, kicked the shit out of Pikachu and then picked Squirtle. Oh, it was fantastic. Did you reach for the Starskiff?
no, not me. My genius mom did. Mom reached for the Starskiff and showed a natural talent for flying. General Jing Yuan recruited her to the Cloud Knights as soon as she was old enough. That's how she became a fighter pilot. Later, she achieved miracles. One time, she destroyed 3 beast ships in a hail of Barissan anti-aircraft fire, like an arrow tearing through a thunderstorm. She also holds the Skyfaring Commission records for speed and enemy vessels destroyed. I'm proud to be Madame Yukong's daughter. I've wanted to become a legend like her for as long as I can remember.
I can imagine. A parent is often a child's first hero, and their image can influence their whole life.
She never told me any of those stories herself. And she hasn't piloted a Starskiff since the 3rd Denizens of Abundance War. She doesn't even bring up her military achievements.
So humble.
I used to watch her fly when I was young. Then one time, I stole a Starskiff, and I tried all kinds of difficult maneuvers. Turns out I was as talented as she was. Not only did I survive the flight, my landing was perfect.
You still stole a Starskiff though, and it wasn't the last time you did either.
I remember feeling so happy when they took me to see my mom. There I was boasting about the flight, expecting her to laugh, pat my head, say, "That's my girl," or something. But boy, I've never seen her so scary.
Because you stole the Starskiff.
I admit, I deserve to be punished. You can't let a kid get away with stealing a Starskiff. But my mom was angry about more than that. She was angry because I viewed her as a role model. Because I had the same talent as her. I don't understand it.
She should be proud about that part.
Parents never want their children to be in danger. I think I can understand, Madam Yukong.
But flying is the only thing I want to do. I've already touched the sky.
She receives a message and frowns as she reads it.
It's Mom's secretary, Miss Cycrane. She just sent me a message. Mom lost one of her trinkets in Stargazer Navalia when she came to save me.
Okay.
Miss Cycrane suggested I find the trinket and return it to Mom. Said it might help me get back in her good books.
So is that what we're doing now?
In Stargazer Navalia? Let's go with you and have a look.
Well, why are we babysitting?
Is it really okay to bother you two again?
I guess we can go. It's our way of saying thanks for the mung bean soda.
Sorry. Please don't mention the mung bean soda again.
Well, we could be doing anything right now, but instead we're out here looking for random trinkets with Yukong's daughter.
The fight with the abominations was pretty chaotic. I think Mom's trinket would have dropped around here.
Do you know what it looks like, Miss Qingni?
Let me think. It should be a little square thing. She's usually got something like that on her.
This is your area of expertise.
Who do you think I am, a D-ting?
Your powers of perception are impressive, that's all. I think you're the right person for the job.
Okay, I guess we'll talk to the Cycrane with a star above its head. Ooh, what's Herta doing? Scrolling on her phone, huh? What's this thing right here? Oh no! It's attacked the Cycrane! What do we got here?
A bird cage. Huh. That reminds me. Have you guys heard of the birds that live in the Everhunt Plains? They have beautiful feathers, but you can't domesticate them. They don't live long if you lock them in a cage. How could a bird that's known the sky live in a cage?
You must feel like one of those birds, huh?
Come on, are you kidding? It's a trinket, remember?
I just wanted to know what this
You
was.
think my mom would carry this with her?
Yeah, maybe she was thirsty.
It's a beautiful vase, though. What an intricate pattern. Isn't that the Divine Beast fortune pattern?
You're so smart, Mr. Yang.
Mr. Yang would know something like that.
Well, I only recently found out about it.
Could this be it?
Mom always carries this trinket around with her, but I never realized there was something inside. Is this the Hunt Crust? This is what pilots hang in their Starskiff cockpits for good luck.
It must be very close to Helm Master Yukong's heart. Let's head back, Miss Qingni. I think you should return this trinket in person. This is an opportunity for the two of you to talk.
Not yet. I want to go back later. There's something I hope you two can help me with first.
What is it now?
If you want us to help you persuade your mother, I'm afraid that could be difficult. It's not easy to solve a family dispute as an outsider.
No, you misunderstand. I just want to know what she's thinking. What turned an ace pilot, someone who loved to fly, into someone like her? My mom clearly misses her flying days, otherwise she wouldn't keep this on her person. But she doesn't fly anymore and refuses to let me become a fighter pilot. Why?
Well, if you guys just had a normal relationship where you talk to each other, then maybe you would know. But she bottles up her feelings and doesn't want to talk about it. You steal Starskiffs instead of being a normal daughter.
Maybe we can ask some people who might know the truth. I think we should try General Jing Yuan first. He's been busy at the Seat of Divine Foresight recently. We might not get to see him right away. Still, it's worth a try. He was the one who promoted Helm Master Yukong. He probably knows more about her past than anyone.
General Jing Yuan? Oh, right. You're the General's guests. Even so, this is asking a lot of you.
Yeah, don't you think the General has better things to do?
No problem. If we can get to the bottom of why Helm Master Yukong no longer flies, we might be able to find out why she doesn't want you to be a fighter pilot. We can't help you too directly, but an indirect conversation like this might give us a clue on how to convince your mother.
Do we really know Jing Yuan that well?
Don't worry. General Jing Yuan is understanding. I'm sure a small visit won't trouble him, especially if it's about a young girl's future.
If you say so.
In that case, thank you so much, benefactors. I'll head back to Starskiff Haven. I'm not ready to return to the Skyfaring Commission yet.
That is a very cool sigil. I can't believe we're bothering the General of the Lawfu with family matters, but I guess the Welt is very convinced that this is gonna work.
Mr. Yang, and you? What brings you to the seat of divine foresight this time?
It's nothing urgent. We were hoping to understand Helm Master Yukong a little better.
Yukong? I heard an office worker from the Skyfaring Commission flew a Starskiff to assist in the present crisis, but ran into trouble herself. She was only saved thanks to a couple of travelers. On behalf of the Law Fu, you have my thanks once again. The seat of divine foresight heard that Yukong's seldom seen but often feared temper was on display. I believe the two of you were caught between mother and daughter.
Yep, he already knows.
We heard that Helm Master Yukong was an outstanding pilot, but that she refuses to let her daughter embark on the same career.
Yukong herself is best placed to answer such questions. But naturally, you are here because you fear that Helm Master Yukong would decline to answer.
This guy is so wise, man. He just reads wealth like a book.
If you wish to dispel Miss Qingni's curiosity, perhaps we can take a small step back from the topic at hand. A long time ago, a young Foxian girl, charged by the Knights with a high-speed flight violation, was brought before me as punishment. Now, she's the Madam Helmmaster, my equal.
That is pretty funny.
If I were to turn back the sands of time and try to convince my past self that the little girl in front of me would one day become a wise and experienced Helmmaster, I would have probably never have believed it. The Yukong of the past was nothing like she is now, spending her days surrounded by documents at her desk. She was a flaming wind. The only one who could ever calm her was her comrade.
I think I remember something about this. She talked a little bit about this when we were sending off Ting Yun's Starskiff, and losing her comrade made her not want to fly anymore.
Yes. Large fighter Starskiffs need to be operated in pairs. One pilot takes the helm, the other controls the turrets. The legend of the ace fighter pilot is incomplete without the ace gunner. Yukong's partner was Caiyi, both at the controls and behind the turret. Caiyi was like a cold blade, efficient, decisive, unfeeling when she had to be. It's hard to imagine such contrasting personalities working in perfect harmony. As I mentioned, the campaign inflicted heavy losses on the Xianzhou Air Force. This is a divine object from the Rainbow Arbiter? Where did you find this?
Picked it up off the road. That's a trinket belonging to Yukong.
This object has been stored inside Helm Master Yukong's personal trinket all along. Miss Qingni lent it to us. She thought it might be a way to find out more about Yukong's past and why she no longer flies.
This object is no ordinary trinket. It has borne witness to blood and tears.
I guess it was hung inside of her Starskiff, right?
I'm sure you're both familiar with the Xianzhou's long galactic hunt. But have you heard of the denizens of Abundance Wars? As the Xianzhou has continued to cleanse the universe of immortal abominations, so too has the Abundance Axis succeeded in breaching our defensive lines. They pushed the Xianzhou to the brink of disaster. 30 years ago, the Xianzhou Yaoqing and Fenghu were besieged by our enemies. Even in the long history of warfare between the Xianzhou Alliance and the denizens of Abundance, that air battle was one of the most tragic. We were greatly outnumbered by the abominations of Abundance. Almost 1 million fighter pilots fought in the bitter battle. Those who survived numbered no more than 100,000.
Wow. You lose 90% of your army? That's wild.
Had the Rainbow Arbiter not descended and destroyed the enemy's assault with their sky-shattering Lux Arrow, who's to say whether the Luofu would still be here today?
Wow.
Such divine objects were forged from the embers that the Arbiter's divine arrow left behind. For the survivors, these relics contain the blood of their comrades, the ashes of their enemies, and the dust of their memories. Yukong is a survivor of that war. Her best friend, Caiyi, perished on the battlefield.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you, General.
I know that even if Yukong had told her daughter about the flight partner perishing, the daughter still would want to fly. I don't think there's anything really that Yukong can do to stop her daughter from wanting to fly. And by stopping her, she's just creating a divide between them. Is it really worth ruining the relationship with your child in the process of keeping them safe when they clearly want to go and do something else? If your bird in a cage wants to fly, don't keep it locked up. Let it fly, and just trust that it will come back to you at some point.
I do not wish to speculate on the reason behind Helm Master Yukong's reluctance to fly, nor do I want to open up old wounds. However, it is difficult to discard one's past. Yukong and Caiyi trusted each other with their lives. The Helm Master will have strong memories of that time. Perhaps it is not my place to say, but I believe Qingni has the right to know about the past, as the past is starting to affect her future.
Thank you, General. We apologize for taking up your time with such triviality.
Mr. Yang, you jest. How can harmony between parent and child constitute a triviality, if you ask me? The mountains of documents and the seat of divine foresight are the only triviality around here.
Yeah, it sounds horrible, honestly.
We'll take our leave. Let's go. We should head to Starskiff Haven and find Qingni.
Yeah. Okay, we're back.
Oh, you're here. My mom isn't in a great mood. She went for a walk.
She's skipping work?
My mom isn't the irresponsible type. She only skips work if she's managed to delegate everything.
You two are very similar.
Well, we do both like to take a walk after a fight. The only difference is that I come to this side of Starskiff Haven and she heads to the other. That way, we don't bump into each other.
It's actually kind of cute.
Really? I think it's silly.
It is.
Anyway, did you find anything out from General Jing Yuan?
So here's the goss.
I was always curious about her past, but she either dodged my questions or pretended not to hear them.
And that's the problem. You guys have horrible communication skills with each other.
In the end, I realized she probably experienced something that left a scar. A scar that never fully healed. I never asked her again.
She was afraid of you ending up like your friend.
Indeed. That's probably why Yukong was never willing to fly again after the battle, and why she forbids you from flying.
So she doesn't want me to fly because she remembers the pain of losing her friend. And she thinks that my talent makes it more likely that she'll lose me in the same way?
I don't think that's necessarily the case.
I can't guarantee that's what she's thinking, Miss Qingni. You should talk with her yourself.
You're right, Mr. Yang. But I still have something else to check first. This past that General Jing Yuan mentioned is probably archived in the Palace of Astrum.
You know, one thing that doesn't happen very often is that animations twitch, but they've been twitching a lot in this quest for some reason. I noticed it both with Jing Yuan, and now I'm also noticing it with her. They'll go from one pose and then they'll reset to base pose and then do another animation. It bothers me a little bit.
I remember watching her handle a document with great care before she filed it away. It looked like a diary.
Do you still remember where it was filed, Miss Qingni?
Vaguely, but there are so many files stored in the Skyfaring Commission. Could I ask you benefactors to look for it with me?
A couple of Outworlders going through Skyfaring Commission files isn't a good look. I'm afraid we can only accompany you, Miss Qingni. You'll need to do the searching yourself.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Of course. You're right. Sorry. We can use this one. Okay. Let me see. Helm Master's personal archive. Oh, I got it! Let's go take a look. It should be here. Let's see. Yes! This is Mom's diary!
Great, now we can go through your mom's diary. I'm sure she's not gonna get pissed at us for that.
Miss Qingni, I don't think the two of us should be reading your mother's diary.
I don't think any of us should be reading her diary.
It should be fine. This is from decades ago. For you travelers, that's more than half a lifespan.
No, I still think I shouldn't read it. You stay here with Miss Qingni. I'll be waiting over there.
I don't want to read it either. Why are you selling me out, Well?
Fine. Is it really that big of a deal? I'm sure they're just her notes on life as a pilot.
I think reading anyone's personal thoughts without their consent is bad. She didn't write the diary so that she could parade it around and let everyone read it. I shouldn't look either.
Come on, please look at it with me. I need someone to give me some advice.
Oh my god.
Let's read it together. Maybe her diary holds the key to all of this.
He doesn't want to tell you. Why are you snooping? Why can't you just talk like normal people? Oh my god. Caiyi, we're gonna be partners. We've known each other for so long, but when we first knew each other, racing Starskiffs illegal in the city, we were rivals. Now we're working together. Her mom was so excited to start fighting the Abundance. She mainly wants to fly though, and she'd like the freedom of flying around, just like her daughter. I've never shown Gang Yun my good side. Every time you leave me alone to go on a mission with him, I feel uncomfortable, especially when I see you two flirting and getting along as if you're inseparable. Her flighting partner fell in love with this guy, and that guy fell in a fight, it seems like. And then her mom started experiencing dread with building connections with people because she'd be worried that they'd, fall in battle. And since her flying partner was the only real person that she had a good connection with, losing that person meant that she kind of closed herself up completely. She can't even talk to her own daughter about it.
What is the meaning of this? The Helm Master's daughter bringing Outworlders in to sneak around?
Yeah, it was her. It was not. I didn't want to do this. It's all her.
What do you have in your hands? Let me see. Madame Yukong's diary?
I told you this was a bad idea.
How dare you read Madame Yukong's personal diary? And with her daughter, too. By the Arbiter, you two are in for a...
Hold on, this isn't me.
Mr. Yangmin, please, calm down. Let us explain.
I didn't even want to read this thing.
I see. Qingni, I know Madame Yukong's position on you becoming a pilot is tough for you to accept, but she has her own concerns.
I understand, Mr. Yangming. But now, compared to becoming a fighter pilot, I'm more interested in knowing what my mom went through. I want to know what happened, how she went from ace pilot to Helm Master.
I've been here for a long time, Qingni. If there's something you wish to know, just ask. But don't go rummaging around. That's a bad habit.
It is a bad habit, one that I do a lot, actually. I go through trash all the time, but that's beside the point. Let's ask about the Divine Arrow.
This divine object, if I remember correctly, it's the one Madame Yukong always carries with her? I heard the war that forged this object was only won thanks to the Rainbow Arbiter's blessing. If Madame Yukong still carries objects from that pilot, then perhaps she still longs for the sky.
If Mom still longs for the sky, then why does she no longer fly?
Perhaps Caiyi's passing was too much for her. You shouldn't be asking me about this. Ask your mother.
This has been the theme the whole quest. Don't ask me, ask your mom. Why is your mom not telling you this? And really, it's on Yukong to tell her daughter this when she asks.
Miss Caiyi? I remember her. She was an ace gunner. Many people wanted to be her flight partner. Her husband, Mr. Guang Yuan, was a pilot. They manned the same skiff and were the envy of many. But when it came to pilots, your mother was the best match for her. They flew together all the time. Even Mr. Guangyuan couldn't match their numbers. After he passed away in battle, Caiyi rarely teamed up with anyone except your mother.
Yeah.
It was tragic when Caiyi died soon after. That's the life of a pilot. No one knows which flight will be their last. Caiyi's death was a big blow to Madame Yukong. After the battle, she refused to turn in Caiyi's possessions as per regulations. She kept them locked away, occasionally taking them out to admire.
So why do you pay so much attention to Yukong, mister?
As her subordinate, surely I should be concerned with her mental well-being.
You're not in love with her, are you?
If Madame Yukong is unhappy, how can I be happy? I mean to say, how can I be happy in my duties to her?
You're getting a little nervous here. Are you sweating?
Thanks for telling us all this, Mr. Yang Ming.
You're welcome. I know this is important to you. I suppose you're going to go through Madame Yukong's office desk next.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I can understand your position, Qingni. Take my leave and pretend I didn't see anything. After all, it's an unwritten rule that subordinates should be absent when their superior's privacy is exposed. Please don't tell your mother that you saw me today.
I was never here.
Got it.
Yeah, don't let us catch you nosying around here again.
You're a cheeky one. You're lucky I have a sense of humor. Hurry. Madame Yukong will be back soon.
All right, let's do the desk next.
My mom keeps lots of stuff in her desk. Let's have a look.
Yeah, but I don't respect privacy of anyone anyway. Let's just do it. There must be a hidden compartment somewhere.
That's the selling point of this desk. Super simplistic design with super spacious hidden compartments. Lots of office staff use this desk.
Oh.
There are hidden compartments on the left, right, and under the desktop. Which one should we check first?
Right side.
There's some exhibition material, not sure if it's relevant. This is the Fallen Heroes archive. Mom stored them right next to her. Every time our pilots returned from the battlefield, my mother would tell me never to forget the cost of victory. But what we're looking for isn't here. This looks similar to Mom's diary, but it looks like it belonged to Miss Caiyi.
Happy that I can fly side by side with you. Really wanted to get paired up. I was nervous we wouldn't get to at the start. Think about consequences before you make decisions. I look forward to fighting in the vast skies with you. Don't be sad, Yukong. My husband was the one who died, but you're crying more than I am. That's kind of weird. It almost feels like she wrote to Yukong in her diary. Why wouldn't you just send her a letter or talk to her about it instead of writing it down? She was pregnant! Caiyi was pregnant. That's why she wasn't flying for a while there. She's on maternity leave. Wouldn't the craziest plot twist be that the daughter isn't actually Yukong's daughter, but it was Caiyi's daughter? I've decided on a name for the child. Gong Yun has talked about this before. If it's a boy, we name him Dragon. And if it's a girl, we name her Phoenix. But after much pondering, I've decided to go with your suggestion and name her Qingni, of course.
I believe I am psychic. My first prediction, I am either gonna fly or ruin that family's picnic.
Hey, you've ruined our picnic!
Psychic!
Don't miss me too much after taking a few months off break and settling Qingni in. I will be back in action. She's so young and I need to leave her to fight a war. If you live and I don't, please take care of Qingni like she's your own daughter. No matter what kind of person Qingni wants to become, please support her fully. Merchant, poet, street performer, anything except a fighter pilot. Please make a vow with me. Do not let her be a fighter pilot. She was doing it for her friend.
So, I was adopted, and this Miss Caiyi was my real mother. I suppose I've always had a feeling, but now I know the truth. I feel like I'm dreaming.
It's kind of crazy that she hasn't told you herself about this.
Don't let that child touch the sky. Is this why Mom refuses to let me become a fighter pilot?
Yep. I did kind of guess this myself, actually. Doesn't want to lose Caiyi again.
For a pilot, the most important oath before departure is the promise to bring your comrade back. Mom didn't manage to bring her comrade back, so she vowed to prevent me from setting out. Not only am I her daughter, I'm also her final promise to Caiyi. I never thought my dream would put Mom in such a difficult situation. I feel a lot closer to Mom after reading this diary. Even if we're not connected by blood, I understand her a lot more now.
And I still disagree with her not telling this person any of these things. Instead of just lying about it or avoiding the topic, you should have just told her that this is what happened.
Can you come with me one more time? I want to have a proper chat with Mom.
I'm sure Welt is out there drinking tea and being like, "Ooh, I really dodged a bullet there," while I have to deal with all this stuff. Sure, I'll join you.
Yes. Thank you.
Welt really just bounced on me when he had the chance. Oh wait, no, speak of the devil, there he is.
Did it go smoothly?
No, not at all.
Let's find Helm Master Yukong. We'll accompany you.
Well, it's good that he's coming too.
We're here to help, but he and I really shouldn't interject when you're conversing with your mother.
It's okay. I understand. Just having you stand next to me is already a great help, benefactors. When Mom feels down, she usually goes to take in a view of the Jade Gate. She should still be there.
Honestly, it's crazy to me that these two just couldn't figure this out by themselves.
Mom?
Qingni, why are Mr. Yang and they here too?
Yeah, why are we here too? This is not the kind of quest I thought this was gonna be.
Miss Qingni kindly agreed to show us around Starskiff Haven. She mentioned she was trying to mend things between you, but was feeling shy about it. We volunteered to come with her.
Thank you. I must apologize for the trouble my daughter has brought you.
I'm just gonna stop you right there. Just shush and let your daughter talk.
Mom!
All right, it's getting late. Let's talk once we're home.
No, we're finishing this shit right now. Because I ain't having any more of it.
Actually, I want to talk to you about something right now.
You tell her.
I want to become a fighter pilot, no matter what.
We've talked about this many times. No means no.
But...
No, don't let her talk to you like that. Just tell her what's on your mind.
Seems like Miss Qingni is a little hesitant. Try giving her a little push.
We're wrapping up this segment here, whether you like it or not.
I thought Mr. Yang said we shouldn't interject. What should I say?
Do we bring up that she should be anything except a fighter pilot?
Is that Caiyi's diary? How did you...
I have trash panda hands, what can I say?
I understand now. I'm sorry, Qingni. I cannot support your dream because I made a promise to someone else. I don't expect to gain your forgiveness. I just hope you can understand my reason.
Mom, what are you talking about? I'm your daughter. Our bond is bigger than forgiveness and reason. I'll listen to anything you have to say.
Just like you, I once longed for the sky. I know what it feels like. To fly through infinite space, to be surrounded by the vast expanse of nothingness with unimaginable splendors, looming in the distance, to float like a single leaf in the fathomless stellar sea. Some called it loneliness, but we called it freedom. Caiyi was like that too. We were friends since childhood. We flew starskiffs everywhere, causing trouble until the knights caught us and dragged us before General Jingyuan. We soon became the most elite fighter pilots of the Skyfaring Commission. It wasn't an easy life. You could even say it was a cruel one. You never knew if the friend next to you would make it back alive. Of course, The same could be said of yourself. But those are my best memories. We would strike out into the sky, repelling demons and upholding justice. The blood we shed bore witness to it all. The life of a Foxian is short and fleeting. Surely we should dedicate ourselves to such glorious aims.
System space all clear today. Great weather for flying.
And now we're talking. 90% of this quest, it's just been reminiscing about old times, reading about all these adventures. We finally get to see something.
We're engaging the main Borisan fleet this time. Don't get too excited.
Huh? Sounds like maternity leave knocked the wind out of your sails. Feeling rusty?
Oh, shut it. I think you're just excited because you haven't flown with me for so long. Did you miss me?
Aw, they're cute.
Of course I missed you. The galaxy felt smaller without you in my cockpit. Say, Caiyi, I really didn't think you'd come back. Do you really like flying Starskiffs that much?
You bet. Sure, it's exhausting, dangerous, low paid. Plus, you only get back to the Luofu a few times a year. But given the choice, I'd always pick this.
Only get to see her daughter a few times a year too in that case. She just got off maternity leave and she's only going back to the Luofu a few times a year.
I guess I already touched the sky.
Mind is mysterious. I've lived for more than 200 years. Forgotten nearly every conversation I've ever had. But I still remember us shooting the breeze that day. It's crystal clear. It was the last time I spoke to Caiyi. Caiyi? Hold on, Caiyi. Caiyi, open your eyes. Caiyi.
Thank you. Yukong. I've had a good life. But please, don't let Qingni walk the same path. Don't let her become a fighter pilot.
Caiyi, she's your daughter. You'll be able to tell her yourself, do you hear? The rescue's almost here. Stay with me. Qingni is waiting for you. She lost Guangyan. She can't afford to lose you too. Wake up! Caiyi! 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 I climbed out of the burning carcass of the Starskiff. I looked up into a clear sky, pure and seemingly unadorned by the atmosphere that arced far above us. It was the most beautiful sky I had ever seen, but all I could feel was unbearable pain. I sunk to the ground and gazed up helplessly. In my dream, that was the day I died.
Mom, this is the first time I've heard you talk about this. But I'm not a little girl anymore. The road of a fighter pilot is a cruel one. I know that now.
Yeah, that scene was hard to watch.
But I won't hide from it. I'm not afraid to walk the same road as her. If my sacrifice can bring happiness to the citizens of the Xianzhou, then I'm ready for it.
You are so very similar to Caiyi. The more outstanding you became over the years, the more fearful I turned. I've known for a long time you were ready, but I was not. You know, the cruelty has never claimed victory. Me, Caiyi, your father Guangyan, we were prepared for the worst when we enlisted. Do you know how we won that war? The war that took away Caiyi and the lives of hundreds of thousands of fighters.
The Rainbow Arbiter's divine arrow.
Yes. The mighty blessing of the Rainbow Arbiter annihilated all abominations in a single strike. We had to pay with the blood of hundreds of thousands of soldiers just to halt their advance. If crushing our enemies was as easy as breathing for the Rainbow Arbiter, then what purpose did our sacrifices serve?
That's a good point, honestly. If the Rainbow Arbiter did care about all of them, why didn't he strike sooner? Why didn't he save those hundreds of thousands of Xianzhou lives?
Under the might of an eon, the sacrifices of ordinary creatures are but a joke. We are nothing. We mean nothing.
Mom.
But I never should have allowed my fears to compel me to make decisions for another person. Even if that person is my daughter.
Exactly.
I brazenly interfered with your choices. I am sorry. That is my failure as a mother.
Mom, you don't need to apologize. Really, you don't need to.
I'll take you to fill in the paperwork tomorrow. You'll start as ground crew, just like Caiyi and I did. I believe that one day, you'll make an outstanding fighter pilot.
Huh? Really? Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I was afraid of you following in my footsteps. And more afraid of you taking after Caiyi. If this is your choice, then I'm willing to support you. Even if you live to regret it.
Meanwhile, Caiyi's up there like, you had one job! Stop her from doing this! And now you're letting her do it.
Mom, I have one last request.
Tell me.
I want to fly with you at least once.
I'm afraid I can't. I won't be flying anymore.
But why?
Because I already touched the sky.
And that's a wrap, folks. Yukong can now visit the Express. I do not feel like we should have been a part of any of that. I almost feel like we were intruding a bit on their personal lives, and frankly that made me a little bit uncomfortable. But I'm glad that they managed to work this out in the end. They really should have just had these conversations by themselves. I got a message from Yukong's secretary. You there? I have something I need your help with, handsome. Oh yeah, I was flirting with her before. It'd be my honor, madam. I would go to the ends of the earth for you, miss. Oh, it's nothing that serious. Due to the unusual yin-yang phenomena brought by the Ambrosial Library's revival, many of Heron's Cycranes of freight starskiffs have had accidents and a great number of goods were lost. They went to send their staff to retrieve the lost goods, but you know, it's not very safe out there right now. Skyfaring Commission plans to send people who are skilled at controlling Cycranes. I do have some experience with that. We have only known each other for a few days, yet you already have so much trust in me. I feel so flustered. You're the hero who saved Madame Yukong's daughter. Even if I were to lose the trust in a general, I would never lose trust in you. Aww. Come on, stop saying no. You are the one for the task. Heron Express already sent over a contract person. She's waiting for you at the doors of the Skyfaring Commission. Come quickly, don't let them wait. That's a blue one, so I'm probably going to do that off camera and I'll just tell you guys what happened. So I quickly helped out Wen with some Cycrane explorations, locating some crashed starskiffs, fighting off some enemies. Honestly, it was pretty cool seeing the different locations around the Lawfu from the skies. Oh, that's not good. Starrail Unity Did the game crash? Connecting to the roost signal and it crashed? Yeah, just go. Wow. That is the first time that's ever happened. Interesting. Okay, we're back. Let's try it again. Oh, it worked that time. Okay, good. I also like that these are replayable, so you can actually go back to the locations as a Cycrane and fly around if you want to. The downside is that the flying areas are a little bit limited in space, but still it's pretty cool. And the developers seem to be thinking the same thing, because they even let you get permanent access where you can return and maybe take photos. They even mention it. Also smashed out 3 stars on every single challenge. I think I'm gonna wrap up there. This Yukong quest was alright. I wasn't really feeling it towards the start. There was just a lot of frustrating family drama. And I don't know, I don't relate to family drama that much because I've never really had much family drama personally. I see all this other family drama in other families, but I can't say I've had that much myself. I'm glad it was resolved in the end. It was nice learning a bit more about Yukong's past. She's generally a character that, I don't know, I don't connect with that much. She just generally strikes me as kind of like a work-first businesswoman who has a hard time communicating with her daughter. And funnily enough, in the end, the solution to this story was for them to just talk about everything. So really, if you relate to this quest, just talk about it with them, you know? I don't know. Feel like there's a life lesson here or something. Me and Mr. Yang really felt like flies on the wall here. It didn't feel like we were supposed to be there at all. I mean, we did sort of help the family problems, but it didn't feel like it was our responsibility to really do that, and just we nudged them in the right direction, I guess. But I don't know, it wasn't my taste in quests, really. Overall, though, I feel like today's episode was a bit slow, personally. They can't all be 10 out of 10. That's what I'm left with. Regardless, thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more Star Rail. Until then, happy trailblazing. Rainy out.